Greetings, Mythstorians! Today, the tomes take us to the iconic mountain Tangkuban Perahu in West Java, Indonesia. Legend has it this mountain represents beauty, but also the anger of a man who fell madly in love with his own mother. Legend of Sangkuriang. The following tale comes from Sundanese folklore in Indonesia and tells a tale similar to Oedipus, the mythical Greek king who slew his father to wed his mother. The Legend of Sangkuriang tells us how Mount Tangkuban Perahu, Mount Burangrang, and Mount Bukit Tunggul in West Java were created. It has been told by generation after generation of Sundanese people. Our story begins with a god and goddess punished by the Almighty. Asintya, the supreme god of Indonesian Hinduism, condemned both deities to roam the earth as animals. The goddess was transformed into a wild boar named Wayunghyang, and the god was turned into a dog named Tumang. The goddess decided to use her new form to serve the forest, while Tumang became a hunting dog in the service of the Sundanese king Sumbing Perbangkara. One day, while the king was hunting in the forest, nature called, so he relieved himself on some nearby greenery. Not long after, the boar came by. She was very thirsty and drank some water from the leaves without knowing it was the king's urine. This, by some miracle, made Wayunghyang pregnant, and later that day she gave birth to a very beautiful daughter. When this child was born, the king heard her crying and approached. He saw how lovely the baby girl was and took her to his palace. He made her his daughter and named her Dayang Sumbi. She grew into a beautiful woman, so much so that kings and princes fought wars to win her love. But Dayang Sumbi rejected them all. She spent her days weaving cloth with a loyal royal dog Tumang by her side. One day, while Dayang Sumbi was weaving, one of her spinning tools fell down. She couldn't get it and vowed that whoever could would become her sister if they were female, or her husband if they were male. Unexpectedly, Tumang plopped up with the tools in his mouth, and not one to go back on her word, Dayang Sumbi married the dog. Embarrassed by this union, the king ordered them to live out their days in seclusion in the forest. Yet, when the full moon arrived, Tumang transformed into his original form, a god. Dayang Sumbi saw him for what he was. The two lived happily and were soon blessed with a son named Sankguriang. He was an athletic child and excellent at archery. One day, his mother wanted to eat an animal heart, so she asked Sankguriang to go hunting with Tumang. While they were on the prowl, Sankguriang saw a wild boar. But Tumang realized it was Wayunghyang, Sankguriang's grandmother. Tumang barked loudly and drove her away. Sankguriang shot his arrow at the boar and missed. Wayunghyang fled. He ordered Tumang to give chase, but the dog refused. Sankguriang was absolutely livid, so he took aim and let fly at the canine, killing him. He cut out Tumang's heart and brought it to his mother. When Dayang Sumbi learned that Sankguriang killed Tumang, his own father, she was furious. She battered her son over the head with a rice scoop. Sankguriang was confused. He didn't understand why his mother was so angry. This is because Sankguriang did not know that Tumang was his father. So, he left home. As the years passed, Sankguriang grew into a handsome and strong young man. For years, he wandered before unwittingly returning to his home later in life. In the time after her son left, Dayang Sumbi meditated every day and only ate vegetables. It is said this made her beautiful and youthful. One day in the forest, Sankguriang saw her and was struck by how beautiful she was. He didn't remember this woman was his own mother. He fell in love with Dayang Sumbi and approached her. Dayang Sumbi did not recognize her child also and felt the same toward him. Both soon became lovers. One day, while Dayang Sumbi was combing Sankguriang's hair, she saw a scar on his forehead. She realized this was from when she struck him with a rice scoop after Sankguriang killed Tumang. And then, it hit her. Dayang Sumbi realized the young man she had fallen in love with was her son. She refused a marriage proposal from him and told Sankguriang that she was his mother. Blinded by love, Sankguriang did not believe this and insisted on marriage. So Dayang Sumbi hatched a plan to ask for something that Sankguriang could not grant. She asked her son to make a boat and lake overnight. If he could complete this task on time, he could marry her. Sankguriang agreed to the conditions, and with his supernatural powers, Sankguriang summoned forces to help him make a giant boat and lake. Throughout the night, he put together a boat made of large trees. Branches and twigs from these are believed to have transformed into Mount Burangrang. The tree stump also later turned into a mountain called Bukit Tunggul. Seeing her son's work would soon be finished, Dayang Sumbi begged the almighty Asintia to keep Sankguriang's work from completion. Dayang Sumbi then used her magical white cloth she'd woven to create a glowing dawn sky. Thinking the sun was rising, the forces helping Sankguriang disappeared. Sankguriang was furious. He had failed to fulfill the conditions set by Dayang Sumbi. So, he booted the boat upside down. Legend has it that the boat fell face down and transformed into the mountain we know today as Tangkuban Perahu. Despite what happened, Sankguriang continued to chase Dayang Sumbi. After she escaped, she begged for help from Asintia, and soon on a hill, Dayang Sumbi disappeared and became a flower, named the Jaxi flower. Sankguriang never found her. Some say he went insane searching for her. Others say he disappeared into the magical world. So is it true that Mount Tangkuban Perahu was created due to Sankguriang's anger? According to geological research, Lake Bandung and Mount Tangkuban Perahu are remnants of an ancient lake that is 125,000 years old. That lake dried up 16,000 years ago. Mount Tangkuban Perahu was created by eruptions from Mount Sunda thousands of years ago. These helped to form Mount Tangkuban Perahu, Mount Burangrang, and Mount Bukit Tunggul. So that's the story of the legend of Sankguriang and Mount Tangkuban Perahu. But there's still so much more to explore, and even more to find out, so why not join us in the next mythical video?